It is well documented that you and others are extremely pumped about the EA Sports release coming up on July 19th. I was curious, since we see these rankings released constantly on social media pertaining to offense, defense, and so forth, whether you thought that they hit pretty close to Miami's reality.
Yeah.
And I apologize because I can look for the rankings, but I don't have them right in front of me.
No, I got you. Fred Langston, good evening to you as well. I did have a great vacation in the island of Aruba. So I do appreciate that. I do think that Miami was accurately represented in the rankings. I think the defense was maybe a little bit low, but I could see because of questions in the secondary why they were lower than I might have had them. I think the offense was rated as 89 overall, which was ordinarily it was 8th or 7th, but tied with other teams at the 89 ranking. So technically 5th highest, but in the ordination down at 7th or 8th. I think that's pretty accurate. Especially with the talent that was added with Damian Martinez and Cam Ward leading the way. I think that's pretty accurate. The special teams rankings were not released, but I would expect Miami to be pretty high up on those lists, especially with Borgal's kicking and leading that way. As you see it, 7th at 89 overall was Miami's offense. I think it is farcical that Colorado is rated where they are in whole across the board. An 89 offense is ridiculous. I think that they had like an 85 defense. This is a team that I believe was just voted 11th out of 12 in the Big 10. I'm sorry, the Big 12 for this upcoming season in the preseason poll. I think I saw somebody tweet that out and everything.
It would be 16, just to be accurate, out of the Big 12.
Okay, so
16 teams.
11th out of 16. Still, I mean, to have the rankings and ratings that they had is just, it's asinine. It's completely ridiculous. I think that they're up here. Scroll a little bit.
What are we looking for?
Colorado at number 20, 84 OVR on defense.
Yeah,
brother, what? I'm so very sorry. They have Shedeur Sanders, they have Travis Hunter, they have Shiloh Sanders is fine. I know that, and everybody, all the Colorado fans, all 5 of them, and then the bandwagon hype beasts, following them. There's been a lot of transfers and there have been so many transfers who couldn't hold somebody else's jockstrap at their previous school who were there. Just miss me with the bullshit. This is sorry. Sinus infection is just killing me. It's really, really crazy that Colorado is ranked as highly as they are. And even if you have a quarterback that's going to be rated in the 90s, even if you have Travis Hunter, who will be, 94, 95 as one of the single best players in the country, the rest of that roster is dumpster juice. It's I was talking with my boy Fred earlier today. The one thing I'm going to do before I start my first dynasty, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to edit the ratings of Colorado to what I believe they should be. Those superstar players, those are islands of an archipelago. There's a lot of water and a lot of players who are under the water in terms of their ratings and ability and performance. Those couple islands that stick out, oh man, look, they are very good. I'm not going to say that they're not very good to even great college players, but to have them rated as highly overall as a team, no. Miss me with that.
I'm interested that it makes for a direct comparison here between Florida State and Miami fans, that these are the overall team rankings that we've got displayed right here, with Florida State at 12 and Miami at 13. So that comes to mind. And also that Ole Miss is number 15. So for Miami to be ranked ahead of Ole Miss, I'm not saying that they couldn't have a better season than Ole Miss. They certainly are capable of it. But Ole Miss has obviously been one of the chic picks in college football this year as being a college football playoff caliber team.
Yeah, I think that they're underrated. That was going to be the other. I'm not going to go as far as I did to Colorado being overrated, but Ole Miss, I would have them higher up for sure. Scroll up to the top 10 for me. Yes. Clemson, that's a lifetime achievement ranking.
Yeah,
that's
it sure is.
Yeah, that they should be. I mean,
12
I would
15.
12 to 15. I would say, like, if they put that, or even if you want to say, look, we have more faith in Dabo than we do in Mario and what he's doing. Even if you want to put them at 89 OVR and slot them in at number 9 in front of Penn State, drop them by 1, but like that's real generous. That's real generous also. I'm not gonna hold you. But yeah, it will be interesting. In the past I would have gotten the special edition and played it with the early release. I'm actually traveling for work again. Randomly, I never have to travel for work, but like I traveled for work last week. I'm traveling for work in 2 weeks, so I won't. Preview won't be here for that because I'll be elsewhere. But yeah, I'm not actually even going to play the game until I get back home late on that Sunday night and everything. But I guess I might be a little bit groggy for those Monday meetings the next day because, yeah, I got to get my hours in on the stick. And, like, I just can't I really can't wait, man. I'm very excited. We'll definitely be running multiple dynasties. I'm going to have a Miami one. In the 2013, I think it was a 2012 game. I don't think I brought them back after that. But I created a school, the North Sparta State Spartans from North Sparta, Texas, which was a powerhouse school from the beginning, a 5-star juggernaut or 6-star juggernaut program. So I'm going to bring them back and everything. It'll be interesting. I am going to, build different coaches and go different ways and things like that. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. And it's funny, I saw, I forget who it was. It might have even been like Steve Wilkfong, but he's like, man, like, I don't believe that like these middle-aged dudes think that they're going to have time to play the video games, like some of us are gamers, bro. Some of us play multiple hours of games a day. You know what I mean? Like, it's a thing. Like, I mean, do you not have hobbies? Like, even if you have like a wife and kids or whatever, like, it's just what you like. And it's like, yeah, those of us who grew up with video games, like, I still play video games. I was playing video games after work before I came into this, like, and I'm probably gonna go play more video games later. You know what I mean? Like, some of us are gamers, bro, and it's just what you want to prioritize. It's not that you can't, it's that you choose not to, and because you want to do everything else. And it's not every single waking moment. It's not every single thing. But like, I mean, I would have thought at this big age that, with gaming having been around forever, because you can go back to ancient civilizations and they had games of all kinds of things. Y'all never played Mancala with the beads and things like that? Like to say, but like, it's just it's a video game as opposed to like some other kind of gaming. But like, yeah, I found it was interesting to see that. I'm like, one of my very, very good friends has 2 kids, and like we met by playing video games. Like, what are we talking about? So it's just one of those things. But yeah, I will definitely get plenty of time in the game. I'm very, very excited. And yeah, I just really can't wait.
Yeah. If we went back in time 50 years to 1974 in Middle America, I'm sure that there were people that were ODing on Monopoly and all sorts of board games, Connect 4 and all those other things, and playing them. Those were sold by the millions.
Look,
People,
they're still out there. Like, people still play Dungeons and Dragons. They have parties every week. People do cosplay for them. I only played a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons back in the day, but I know a couple of my friends from high school who have had a Dungeons and Dragons campaign that has lasted a quarter century. A single campaign that they add things onto. So they've been playing the same Dungeons and Dragons game singular since like the late 90s. You know what I mean? Like, this is not new. It's just a different thing. And like, hey, if you are a great home cook and everything, and you spend the time, learning the technique, and you want to julienne this, and you want to niçoise that, and you want to do all of those things, and you want to take the time to build the recipes. Look, man, all of these, I mean, you're talking about, oh, yeah, well, all these middle-aged dads and like whatnot. Brother, you know how many people brew beer at home, and you know the kind of time that takes? You know how many people fancy themselves to be the best barbecue smoker that they know? You know how much time it takes to do that? It's just like, I don't know, it's still to this day, the stigma of video games is being, just like lazy. I was going to say stoner stuff, but they're productive stoners. But yeah, just like a lazy person's path to enjoyment or hobby or anything. But it was really crazy. I saw somebody say that. But you know what? Live your life, walk your path, enjoy your journey. Me, myself, personally, I'm going to be playing plenty of college football 25. Bet that.
Am I a busy individual? I believe that I am. That could be very much proven. However, I hate to hear out of people's mouths these people that think that they're just busier than everyone else and nobody else is busy. I'm busy, but many of other people are busy. And to Cam's point, this does not restrict me or stop me in any way. For example, last night, binge watching 3 consecutive shows that I wanted to watch.
Hello.
Just,
like I have shows to get caught up on. Okay, well, I'm going to watch multiple episodes of Altered Carbon, right? Okay, well, if I sit there and watch 5 episodes, they're hour-long episodes, right? Oh, well, no, you're consuming art. Or even if I wanted to, and like, I read books. And when I read books, I get the physical book. And I sit there and I turn the pages and everything. Wouldn't have any, pushback on that. And y'all know, I love science fiction. I love like Westworld and time-bendy stuff and, all that. Because my favorite book growing up was like A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. And that kind of intellectual property, as you develop it, all of those are like my super favorite. I read tons of those all the time. Wouldn't say anything like not word the first if, okay, well, you're reading a physical book. Oh, but it was written in 2005. It's science fiction. Is it not to your quality standard? Like, do I need to go back to my Shakespeare class at Cranbrook and, take the, like, no, bro, like, it's what I choose to do in my time. But like, you wouldn't talk shit about that, but because I want to sit there on a PS5 and, whip up on, a video game, people want to talk about that. But whatever, I've digressed too far. I'm going to enjoy the game. I think that, yeah, Miami overall is rated appropriately. It will be really interesting, especially and I've been reading the blog that they put out. So this week they did the Dynasty deep dive from Electronic Arts. So they put up the video, and they had like 60,000 word blog post. It's like page after page after page of stuff. I haven't read through all of it. But one of the things I did see is, they do have dynamic recruiting classes each year based upon algorithms from previous recruiting classes and like where players are from and the quality and the breakdown and things like that. So it will be really interesting as everyone starts their Miami journey in their Miami dynasty. Like, what is the available level of talent in that first class, and how does that impact the immediate road forward? Like those first couple of cycles. That's something that I'm really interested to see. So, yeah, I think that we're going to all have a lot of fun. And like, hey, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But it's for me. And I pre-ordered it. It is going to download as soon as the download window starts. I've already said it. Forget it. Like, the only thing that I needed to purchase the game was for them to put it live on the PlayStation Store. That was my only barrier for when I was going to buy it. It's already been bought and paid for. I'm going to have so much fun.